Hello friends, welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. Lisa here. Today I'm going to make this red velvet cake. Now you might notice it has no rating because it's just recently, I think, been added or it's a variety of another one that's been added to Cookidoo to celebrate the Mix Shop's My Mix Rewards 1 year anniversary. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. It's new, it's there, so let's do it. It's not something I would normally make. I am going to tweak it a little bit. I'd actually like to tweak it further, but I don't have any ingredients. It is shopping night tonight. I'm going to go get groceries. The kids are very relieved to have some more ingredients in the house. So come with me today. Have you ever made a red velvet cake? I'd love to know. Put it in the comments if you have. And by the way, if you are shopping in the Mix Shop, I believe there's double points on today. And the things required to make this cake, not the ingredients, but like the tray and stuff, I believe they're on sale in the Mix Shop. So I haven't actually checked it out yet, but I thought, oh, this looks like a fun thing to make. So red velvet cake, here we go. Have you made one? Do you bake with your Thermomix? Baking with the Thermomix is so mess-free. Okay, so I remember pre-Thermomix cooking and measuring cups, teaspoons, something to mix with, usually a hand mixer, and it was an effort and a half, and even the cleanup, right? With a Thermomix, so easy. Let's get started. Let's see how quickly we can make this. So first things first, it's going to tell us to preheat the oven and grease and align roasting tray. Now I presume it actually means the rose gold new mixing tray. What are they called? Rose gold roasting tray. I presume this is what they're talking about. I'll have to get a measuring tape later and check. Looks about right. Do like it. All right, next up. Let's go next. Place. Now, if you don't have grapeseed oil, I have high olive sunflower oil I'm going to use. It wants a flavorless oil. Or my hot tip is if you can do dairy, use butter. Put 510 grams of butter and melt it. Okay, so melt it down so it is a liquid oil and then you can use it. So if you don't have grapeseed oil, you don't have sunflower oil, olive oil will be too rich. Melt 510 grams of butter down instead. Okay, so in this goes, it's a fair bit, 510, it's a big recipe. Woo. Okay. Now, I was hoping to make this gluten-free, but as I said, I've opened the cupboard and the cupboards are a little bit bare. So it's not going to be gluten-free today, but I am going to make it dairy-free. Okay. However, I did say you can melt butter if you don't have a flavorless oil. Buttermilk. To make it dairy-free, I am cheating today and I'm using an organic almond milk. Just because I actually want to avoid the dairy at the moment. I'm trying to kind of get rid of my little cough that I've had since the air conditioning overseas. And so I'm going to put in that. Now, I'm also going to add an ingredient to make it a little closer to buttermilk. Now, obviously, nuts are nothing like cow's milk, okay? I get that. But buttermilk has that tartness. So I'm going to put a little bit of lemon in. I don't have to worry too much. There is apple cider vinegar later, so if I completely skipped it, probably would be all right. But we'll just do it. We've just soured it. It's now buttermilk. 3 eggs. Look at my girls have been laying. Look at the colors. Aren't they stunning? So 3 eggs, in they go. Not egg-free, okay? You could make it dairy-free. You can make it gluten-free, but you can't make it egg-free that I'm aware of. Okay, in this goes 3 eggs. I don't think I've ever made a red velvet cake. This might be the very first time I've ever made one. 2 teaspoons of natural vanilla. Hello, Anne. Lovely to see you on today. Who else is watching today? Do say hi. This one will come up on YouTube tonight. However, you're going to see all of it now, but you'll need to check on YouTube to see the picture of the final product because, oh, actually, you won't get to see the icing on here. You'll need to check YouTube for the icing. Sorry. Apple cider vinegar. Now, if you don't have apple cider vinegar, just use white vinegar. I reckon you could even get away if you didn't have that with balsamic because balsamic vinegar is something that we're going to see cocoa powder come up soon. And it's one of those things that you can kind of get away with. By the way, I'm not doing any great measurements today. I'm just guesstimating. And that's okay. I could get my spoon, but oh, that's not the right container. That's not it. That's oil again. Never mind. The beauty of thermomixing is even when you stuff it up and you put an extra 1.5 tablespoons of oil in instead of apple cider, chances are it'll still work out okay. So, hello, Amy. Lovely to see you on today too. And I loved getting your answer, Amy, to my newsletter. Thank you for saying hi. It was lovely. Apple cider vinegar. Okay, right thing. I felt like it wasn't right. Now, food colouring. Sorry if you can hear the kids. They're in the swimming pool. Red food colouring. You don't have to do this, but it does make it more red velvet cakey. So, just having a look through my kit of goodies. Buddy, can you ask them to just be quiet a little bit? I think the closest I've got is pink. Pink is going to have to do, or we could go without, right? So in that goes. I remember as a kid being told that the pink and the red was made out of ladybugs or something. I wonder if it still is. I don't want to think too hard about it today. Okay, next. Okay, mix, 25 seconds, speed 3. Okay, bring this together. Place lid into the mixing bowl. We did that. Now press play. There we go. So while that happens and our Thermomix is mixing, it's a great time to pack up our kitchen. It's so quiet, the TM7, to the point that I was actually just then going, oh, are you even on? But it is on and it is mixing. And I've just put some stuff away, put my food colouring away as well. I don't use this food colouring very often. My little kit of goodies. I nearly didn't find it in time. By the way, the marshmallows from yesterday, amazing. Took them today to our community garden planting day and fed them around and everybody loved them. So if you haven't tried those marshmallows, highly recommended. Everybody loved it. Really fluffy. Like everyone was so impressed with how actually internally fluffy they were. Oh, there we go. All right, next up, a whole lot of sugar. Okay, so 450 grams of sugar. I can see some of this may end up in the freezer for another time because that's a whole lot of energy. Although in saying that, the boys have been burning the energy well lately. Okay, 450. In this goes. Nearly there. And I'm using a raw sugar because that's what I've got. Okay, use what you've got. Oh, a little heavy, that's okay. Okay, plain flour. Now, you know that I don't generally have plain. I would normally have gluten-free plain, yeah? But otherwise, my next option is non-gluten-free baker's flour because I simply don't have any of the other left. So 450 grams, and I'm crossing my fingers that I have enough. I do have more flour. Please be enough. Now, if you do gluten-free, I'm confident that you would actually enjoy the outcome. There's more in here. So don't be scared to swap it over. A straight swap. I'm feeling like I don't want to open another packet of flour, but I'm going to have to because I'm a lot short. So here we go. So yes, today we had our community garden planting session, which was lots of fun. Planted up some more sweet potato in there because we've done the sweet potato the day that we filled the garden beds. Planted out some ginger. We also, just seeing if I've got something to scoop it with, we planted out cucumbers and tomatoes and some herbs, a whole lot of different herbs, which was fun. So I'm going for 450. This is going to be a rather full bowl of goodies, but we're nearly done. So this is just a stone ground white baker's flour. It's what we use for pizza night, for our gluten-filled pizza. Hello, Virginia. Where are you? What are you making? Oh, no, not where are you? What are you making? Can't read today. I am making a red velvet cake, brand new to Cookidoo, because it's been put up as like a celebration cake for the My Mix Rewards 1 year anniversary. Or birthday celebration. So that's something a little different. I don't think I've ever made a red velvet cake before. Okay, 30 grams, and I've also made it dairy-free. I would have liked to have made it gluten-free, but shopping night's tonight. Okay, bicarb soda, 2.5 teaspoons. Or have I got something? I do. Fabulous. 1. This is a very full bowl. 2.25. Did I say a half before? I'm in 1/4, and then salt. And we are done then. Now, if you have a TM31, can I suggest you, this is actually a TM7 specific recipe. There's no reason why you can't do it on TM5 or TM6. Looking at the volume, TM31, you may need to do like a 3/4 batch. Because I reckon, I'll tell you in a second, I'll tell you if we make it under that max line and under the 2 litre line. Okay, mix, 25 seconds, speed 5. And can you believe 2 lots of mixing and we're pretty much done. That's how baking is with a Thermomix. So, just get myself a spatula, maybe. Here we go. So easy to bake with a Thermomix. It's so mess-free. This here, if I wasn't talking to you, I'd be putting back the sugar, the cocoa, the milk, the vanilla. I'd be putting all these things away. So pretty much by the time you finish the 2 lots of 25-second mix time, like your kitchen is back to normal and you're ready. Like, how good is that? Scrape down the sides. Oh, doesn't that look yummy? Oh my goodness. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. So the scrape down the sides is just to make sure we get any leftovers into it. If you've got gluten-free flour, you will have it a bit more floaty than this, and you'll probably find it stuck up the sides. You do want to scrape down the sides. And I'm glad you've made it before and you said it's delicious, or at least had, yeah, I'm assuming you've made it before. 25 seconds to be 5. And now we're done. So it does say here, pour into a prepared tray. Now I just want to go back to the top, mainly because I don't remember. Grease and line a roasting tray. 34 by 26 by 11. So I think that looks about 11 centimeters high. So I'll be greasing and lining this, not the other bit. Back to current step. And it says to pour into the prepared tray, and you can use your sensor to monitor it. Now I do have a sensor. However, if you don't have a sensor, that's okay. With my little arrow here, I can change this, I think, to timer. Can you see that? Let me just change. I wonder if I can show you the screen view. There. See how you got both? Oh, when my head's in the way. I'm sorry. So it says use the sensor or use a timer. So you can say, hey, I actually don't want to use the timer. I want to use the sensor. And I can go okay. And now it gives me a little timer button. So when I now go 50 minutes, it comes up to the timer and I can press play. And it's going to now go for 50 minutes. And it's going to keep my Thermomix on for that 50 minutes. And it's going to also tell me when it's done, which now it's talking to my app. I will probably in 50 minutes time be at the gym looking at the clock now. So I'll be telling the kids to get out of the oven, but I'll know when it's done because the app is going to tell me. How cool is that? So we're baking it for 50 to 55 minutes, 170 degrees until the skewer comes out clean. Okay. And then it says to let it cool. And then you need to let it cool completely. So this will be a tomorrow recipe for the kids to enjoy, or cake for the kids to enjoy, because it's not going to be cool enough today to ice. But I will make the icing later this afternoon so you can see that. And hopefully, I reckon my video will be a bit late tonight. I reckon about 7 o'clock it'll probably go up so you can see what it looks like, the icing, and some piping tips as well. But if you have not tried, which you probably haven't because it looks like it's fairly new, the red velvet cake from Cookidoo. Let's get back to the, oh, how do I get to the top? How can I get back to the top? There it is. Look like that. It looks like this. It's got 2 little pink glasses behind it. Give it a go. Tell me what you think. Can't wait to tell you what I think. And if you do need anything in the mix shop, check it out. I think like new sets of blades, especially if you haven't replaced your blades in a long time, go do that. If you need hints about how to make your blades last longer, let me know. I'll do a video on that again soon. But otherwise, have a great afternoon. If I can help you with anything, reach out. I do love to hear from you. If you live in Australia and want to get your hands on a TM7, I'd be absolutely honoured to be your consultant and support you to get the most out of it. If you want to earn one, we have a limited time earn 4 in 3 months, in 90 days. So a great time to actually get one, particularly those of you who maybe have a TM31, TM5 or TM6 and you're like, oh, I wouldn't mind a TM7. Reach out. I'd love to share that info with you as well. But otherwise, thanks for jumping on today, guys. Thanks for saying hi. I hope this inspires you to try something you wouldn't have otherwise given a go to in your Thermomix. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now. Hello friends, welcome back. It has been a few hours. I have sliced the cake in half. It went in the fridge. It's been sliced in half. Half is here and half is here. I used the knife from the mix shop, the bread knife, to slice it nicely. So we're going to come down to our icing step now, and we're going to make this from there. So first thing I'm going to ask for is some sugar to mill down. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use the icing sugar I've had sitting in the oops, I must have clicked the wrong one. This one. I'm going to use the icing sugar that's been sitting in the drawer for a long time and use that. It means I won't need to do a full blitz on this. By the way, this makes a lot. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to visit a farm tomorrow. Really looking forward to taking this and sharing it around tomorrow because it makes a nice amount. If you were catering for a birthday, this is a really good cake for that. And I love that it can be dairy-free, gluten-free as well. Okay, next up we need our lid. 20 seconds, speed 10. We won't need full 25 seconds. Being that we had icing sugar in there already, we don't need the full time. If you were going from the raw or the caster, yes, you need the full time. Look at that. I just wanted to get rid of the lumps and bumps, really. Then we're adding cream cheese. Now, it says softened. Mine's not that softened because I've literally just walked in the door. So, let's grab our spatula. It's just come out of the fridge. Break it in half. I do apologise if you can hear dinner on as well at the same time. Mr. 12 has a beef mandris on tonight. Using up more of the freezer stash of stuff that we didn't know kind of what to do. I think he's got beef cheeks in there or shins. I don't know which one. Using that to make a beautiful fragrant curry that I can smell tonight. Making me want to eat soon. Okay, so cream cheese. By the way, this is not going to be dairy free if you're putting the cream cheese in there, is it? But anyway, guess you'd be looking for if you're doing it, wanting to do it dairy free, I would be doing like a cashew icing. Okay, so 80 grams of butter. Just grabbing my butter off now. Oh, tick that off. And it does say softened. Again, it's just come out of the fridge because it just got home. The beautiful thing about the Thermomix is it takes care of that really nicely. Okay, another 30 grams. But yes, cashew icings, when we were completely dairy free, loved a good cashew icing. I'm a little heavy there, it won't really matter. And then some vanilla, 1 teaspoon. In this goes. Now we're going to get this all combined and smooth. So we'll go next. It takes no time to make an icing. Do you remember the hassle of making an icing without a Thermomix? I do. 35 seconds, speed 4. It's a bit of a strange number, 35, but that's okay. Now I do have my piping bag ready. Okay, this is from the mix shop. It has little collars that are really handy because you can actually put them in as needed. Okay, I do love, I've had this bag for a very long time. Very, 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 very long time. So I can put the collar in and now I can choose what end I want to put on the end. I feel like in their picture, it was just a standard circle. Let me have a look. Let me just have a look. Yeah, standard little circles. Let's see if I can do that. So that goes in there. Back to my step. Next, scrape down the sides with a spatula. I'm going to do one more mix to get rid of any lumps and bumps. Oh, does that not look amazing? Delicious already looking. Yum. Yum, yum. Okay, next, 15 seconds speed 4. Put that lid down properly. And then we're nearly ready to use it, which I'm so excited about. So we're not going to colour it, but we could. We're not going to add flavouring. Again, you could, but we're just going to use it as it is. But if you want to make it fancy because you're going to use it on to decorate a birthday cake or something, you certainly could. Transfer to a bowl and set it aside. Clean and dry in the mixing bowl. And then it says, once the sponge is cool, place in the refrigerator approximately for an hour. Slice off the top of the cake and set aside. And it's telling you how to now slice it. Cut like we did. Now spread 1/3 of the reserved icing over the exposed sponge. Then place the top layer back onto the bottom ice sponge. Then ice the top and sides of the sponge. Place reserved cake trimmings. Oh, and great. Oh, they must have some chocolate on top. Okay, let's go back to, there we go. Oh yeah, they do. They have chocolate on top. I like how they've done this little edging around here. So I am going to spread the center, which I will do, this is the bottom. So I'll spread the center with 1/3 like it said. Oh my goodness. Yum. I love cream cheese icing. I have a very soft spot for cream cheese icing. So they said about 1/3. I'm going to put some, now this, if this gets too soft, which mine is not, but if it was, put it in the fridge, obviously, okay? And it'll firm up that cream cheese. So out to, not all the way to the edges when you're doing icing. Now, by the way, if I've got crumbs in mine, I'm not too worried in the sense of time and showing you how to do it. The crumbs are just going to have to be. If you want to do this for presentation for a birthday cake or something, partially freeze your cake and then your crumbs will remain on your cake and not get in your icing. Okay, so that's, and the other thing you can do is at this point, once it's actually got something on the crumbs holding them in place, then you can actually be putting it in the fridge to let it set and put another layer of icing over the top, which will then hide the crumbs, but it secures the crumbs. Just got to taste it. It's really yummy. Okay, piping bag. Piping bag, piping bag. Where did I just put you? I've lost the piping bag from in front of me. Did I put it in the drawer? I did put it in the drawer. Alrighty, so we're going to get it in here. We're going to pipe an edging around as per the picture. There's something really handy with the piping bag. If you can find a container to put it in. This one's our seed container for brekkie, which is empty. Pull the sides down. And then you can fill it like that, okay? A tall vase or a glass will also do that really quite well. So that's another option. And this goes. It's very, very cheesecake feeling, that icing with the beautiful cream cheese in it. Now, those of you who got my newsletter a couple of nights ago, was it Sunday night or last night? Last night. You would have got my turbo top tips. One of those top tips was about spinning the extra off the blades, regardless of what model you've got. So when you get to the stage where your bowl is mostly empty, put it back in place, put your lid in position, and go to turbo, and just blitz it out to the sides. Doesn't take long. And that's it, done. So that spins it out to the sides. Take the lid off. You can see there, see how it's whizzed all out to the sides? So now it's really easy to clean up. Follow a high blade around and that'll come out really nicely. I do love the new TM7 spatula. It's like one big windscreen wiper. Just goes all the way around. Okay, so let's see if we can mimic their picture. And hopefully my icing is not too warm. So in their picture, they had little dollops around the outside. So let's have a go at the dollops around the outside. Don't think they need to be perfect because we're going to put a top on. So they're going to kind of get squished a little bit anyway. So I'm keeping them back from the edge a little bit. And I am connecting them a little bit because, as I said, they're going to be pushed out when the lid goes on. Those of you who are not familiar with feed a crowd cake, this reminds me a lot of that cake where it has very specialized ingredients for it, but a bit unique. Like we didn't have butter, although I did say, hey, you could use the butter. This one does have eggs. I don't think Feed the Crowd cake has eggs, but that would make this one really nice and soft. If you're looking for another big cake, Feed the Crowd cake is good. Alrighty, so there's that. Now let's put the top on. Now the moment of truth, whether I can get the top on it. So that's what we look like so far. Okay, well, my icing wants to roll off the bench. Now, this is where we see if we can get this flipped on top. What do you reckon? Are you nervous for me? I'm nervous for me too. Oh, we're offside. We're off center. That's all right. We can get that back on. Maybe. What we did to get it off earlier was actually use the big TM7 spatula. And you know what? I'm going to leave that off center a little bit because, oh no, there we go. It's moving. I'm going to say because it's not moving. It should move because it's got icing between it. Okay, so now we do the top. Now what did they have on the top? Let's get back to our picture. Okay, so it's flat and then it's little dollops. So let's just put some around here that we can flatten. I need to leave enough for the edging. Okay. How much do I need to leave? What do you reckon about that? Okay, so let's spread this around. See if we can, first of all, start with a clean palette knife. And I wonder if the palette knife's included in the mix shop stuff at the moment. I'm not sure. You'll have to check that out in the mix shop. Oh, that looks lovely. Oh, except the fly trying to land on it. Go away, fly. I think they can smell dinner. Just need a little more icing on here, especially around the edge. Bearing in mind you want a little bit left to do the little dots around the outer. Okay. Big palette knife is super handy for this job. It makes it a lot easier to kind of get out to the sides. Okay. Now, you can also do, when you've got a big palette knife, you can try and do a nice flat top. Well, it's not terrible, not perfect, but not terrible either. Go away, fly. Okay, now we just do the little circles. Let's finish it. Now I'm not going to do the grated chocolate. So we just do these. Around the edge. Oh, now this will sit nicely in the fridge and all this icing will set. Obviously, if you are doing the grated chocolate, do put that on before you set it so that the grated chocolate sticks. Otherwise, I fear that it will come off. But there you go. I hope this has inspired you to give something different a go. Check out what's going on in the mix shop. Those of you who are not My Mix Rewards, go join up. It's double points at the moment when you're shopping in the mix shop, I believe. And it's a bit like other reward programs for you get gift cards for the more you spend. And they add up and you can use them. So there you go. That is the red velvet cake from Cookidoo, made in the Thermomix. I hope you've enjoyed. Have a great day. Ask questions that you've got along the way. And if I can help you with anything, reach out. But otherwise, take care. And I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.